First impression matters. One of the first things people will see when they land on your YouTube channel is your channel banner. Your channel banner to a great extent determines whether people will eventually subscribe to your channel or not. The channel banner or channel art is this image across the top of every good YouTube channel. Primarily, it determines how people feel about your channel. I will not only show you the mistakes people make with their channel banners, but also help you to design a well-branded channel banner that will help with your branding, channel growth, and 3 common mistakes people make with their channel banner. No channel banner. You see, some persons just leave their YouTube channel without anything across the top, no channel banner. Well, this is very wrong. Not being deliberate with their channel banner. Some persons just put a random image there, or if they eventually design the channel banner, they don't put much thought into it, into the text, the color, the image, and even the font type. This also affects the effectiveness of your banner. Copying already popular YouTubers or already established brands. This is wrong because some of these popular YouTubers already have large followings and they can afford to do anything anyhow and still get results. There are several ways to design your channel banner, starting from scratch, especially if you have good design skills, or starting from already designed templates. And that's what I encourage people who are just starting out or who don't have design skills to do. And this is important because channel banners are very sensitive with their dimension. The dimensions have to be accurate, or else when you eventually upload your channel banner to your YouTube channel, important components and elements of your channel banner might be cropped off, cropped out if you don't follow the required dimension given by YouTube. And so one way to handle that is to use already designed templates with the already assigned dimension and just put your name and your details. Today we will be using Canva, a free app software platform. However, it has paid plans, but you can make do with just the free plan for your channel banner. You can use Canva across all devices. And so if you are using it on your PC, you simply go to canva.com, sign up or sign in. However, if you are using your smartphone, you simply go to your app store and search for Canva. Let's talk about some of the important components and elements of your YouTube banner. Number 1, name. It is great if you can have your channel name on your banner. This is a very strong and quick way to establish your name in the minds of your viewer. For example, I could have Ask Dr. Malik on my channel banner, a slogan or description. This is how you know a good channel banner. When you land on a channel, in the first few seconds, the viewer should be able to know what your channel is about. And one very good way to achieve that is by having some form of slogan or description on your channel banner. For example, for my Ask Dr. Malik YouTube channel, I have a slogan: take charge of your health and happiness. So immediately in the first few seconds, you know this channel is about health. For my Vidpride channel, I could say Vidpride as the name, and as a description, I could say YouTube education and video marketing. So in the first few seconds of landing on my channel, you already know that you are going to learn some things about YouTube here and about how to use video to market your brand and business. Call to action, and here we advise you simply put subscribe. It could be subscribe as a button or subscribe as text, capital text, red text preferably. The 4th thing that should be on your banner, and this is optional, is schedule or posting frequency. Let us know how often you will be posting. Is it once weekly? Is it twice weekly? Or there are specific days? So you could say subscribe for weekly videos or subscribe for videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Whatever you do, make sure that the contrast is good, meaning that the text are easily read, legible. And one way to achieve that is, if you are using dark text, make sure that you use a light background. Or if you are using a light text, make sure that you use a dark background so that it pops and it's easy to read. Also, make sure that all the elements are on brand. You can't be talking about music and then we have images of people cooking or preaching or footballers on your banner. Make sure that the images and the components, even the font type, for example, if you are in a professional space like real estate, it will be unwise to use a playful font type. One important component here is brand colors. If you come to the Ask Dr. Malik channel, you see that I use specific colors consistently, and you also discover that there's a particular shade and tinge of orange and blue. This is deliberate. This is how we ensure that we have a well-branded channel. If you come to my channel Vidpride, you also notice that there's a particular shade of yellow I use. Make sure that you have 2 or 3 colors you use consistently. Make sure they are conspicuous and catchy enough, and there are several ways for you to achieve this. You could simply go to Google and type color combinations, or type for colors and color codes. Choose 2 or 3 colors you want and copy their codes and keep them somewhere, so that you always use those specific codes in order to achieve this particular shades of that color. You could use Canva color combination palette. So if you go to canva.com/colors/color palettes, you will land on this platform that helps you to select colors, color combinations, and have their code. So you just go through and see any 2 or 3 colors you want to use and simply click on them and copy the color codes. So for example, let's say I want to use this one, thwarted summer shower. I click on it and you can see the color codes. So we have cyan, hot pink, cornflower. So I could simply just come here, click and copy the codes and place somewhere. So now let's do some designing. Again, if you're on a PC, just go to canva.com. If you are using your phone, go to the app, open the app, go to the search box and type YouTube banner. The ultimate rule for your channel banner is keep everything small and keep everything in the middle of the design, at the very middle. And because of this, we'll discover that Canva has some bad templates and good templates. Well, I consider a template good or bad depending on how difficult it is for you to customize. If it has the text and elements all scattered and not at the middle, then this might be a bad template because it will be difficult for you to customize. However, if it has the elements at the middle and small, then this is a good template. Take a look at this template given by YouTube. You want all your components to be at that bright blue section. This template is a very good visual guide to tell you where you should put things. Using that as an example, we can say this is an example of a good Canva template, because the elements are small and at the middle. Try to visualize that bright blue area always. This is another good Canva template. This is another good template. However, this is not a good template for your banner because you see all the elements are scattered. They are not at the middle and they are not small. This is another bad template to use. This is yet another bad Canva template. Again, if you visualize that bright section in our ideal template, you discover that elements are outside that area. And also you will note that there is pro written here with a crown. Those have paid elements, and so you should avoid those if you are on the free plan. And so I will simply scroll till I find a good example I can use. So as you can see, it is well positioned. I could just simply come in here, change the text, put my brand colors, put my images, and just download it. So I could just simply come in here and click on Howard to change it, and you see the place they say edit. I click on edit and I could just simply delete it and type Vidpride. Make sure that the text is highlighted, and here you see font. There are different things you can do here: font, font size, font color, and format, spacing, and so on. So I simply come to font size. I could change the size. If I want it to be smaller, I just drag it like this. If I want it to be bigger, I just drag it. Let me just leave it this way and I click X. If I want to change the font type, I like using Montserrat, Lato, Open Sans, and Roboto. Let me just use Open Sans. So I could just use Open Sans bold and I'll go off. So you can see it has changed to Open Sans. And then I could just come below and click the next place and type YouTube education and video marketing. You can see it's long and it's getting outside that blue area. Remember, I can bring the text closer, or I can reduce the text, or I can simply reduce the font size. So let me just slightly reduce the font size. Another thing I can do is to change the font type, but this is good enough. Or I could change the spacing. So I could just come here, you see spacing, I click on it. I will change the letter spacing so that I'll bring them closer together. You see, this one takes them far apart, but I want them close. We are good now. So lastly, I could just come to this place and I'll click edit. I'll just want subscribe in capital letter and subscribe in red. So I've written subscribe there, and I'll simply go to font color and I'll look for bright red. Then so I just click on this plus and I go to this point and drag this so that I get bright red FF0000, and I want this subscribe to be bigger and bolder. So I'll just come to size and let me just increase it a little more, not too much, so that it will not get too far out of that bright blue area. Remember, everything has to be small and at the middle. Then I want it bolder, so I just click on subscribe, make sure it's highlighted, and I'll go to format, and you see this B bold. You see, it is bold design. But the problem now is that the image there is about someone playing guitar, but that's not what I want. So I can simply click on it and delete. So we have a blank space, and I don't want it to be blank. If I have an image I want to use, I can replace the image and go and search for the image. Sometimes the simpler the better. What I even advise for my students is just use a plain solid color. So you can just choose one that follows your brand color. Purple, you can just use this, or you could just come in here and look for a color. You remember the color codes you got, this is where you put it. Just click here and then you put the color code. So you click on color and then you click on this plus icon and then you put the code there. Let me just use black. No, let me use something else. And then I could just click these two aspects here, and to change the color I want it to be black, pitch black 0000, but I still want it closer. I want to reduce the space between the lines and the sentences. So I can simply come in here and move it slightly upward and move it slightly upward. You see this line guides, then I'll come in and move this, click on this subscribe and move it slightly upwards. You see these arrows are guiding me to make sure that it is centralized, because if I leave it like this, it's not centralized. But you see this line that is showing there, I'll just click and drag till I get that line. Yes, I've gotten the line now, so it's centralized. So I've brought them closer together. So at the top here, I could just simply click on this, save as image. Again, this same thing can be applied to your desktop or your PC. Is the same process. So it says saved to gallery, and that's how you design a well-branded channel banner. And when you're done designing, click here to watch this video on how to set up your YouTube channel and upload your design properly with other settings to help you achieve a well-optimized, well-customized YouTube channel. If you find this video very helpful, hit the like button and stay subscribed to this YouTube channel. Play big, and I'll see you on the next video.